Hey everybody, I thought I'd do something different and take my blogs on the road a little bit. So here we are on the dog walk, and I think I need to start an open dialogue with my community as part of my own personal therapy. One of those things I just want to talk about is creative depression, or the depression that artists and creative people might have, which might sound like nothing, but it's pretty important. You know, you can kind of tell from the amount of artists and musicians, filmmakers, comedians that commit suicide from depression, and I think what a lot of people sort of minimalize is that creative people use the creative outlet to express things that they can't normally express to normal people in their everyday life. So it can be a bit of a trap where you start to create and you can't find any other path except for your creation, and that can become its own prison to a certain extent, well, to a lot of an extent, and drugs can come along with that as well, hand in hand, where you isolate yourself and you're escaping from the world, and you escape to the things that bring you simple pleasure, including creation, including getting high, including sex for a lot of people. My dog's over the road. Just have to keep a little eye on him. And bad relationships and things like that. So it's important to sort of find something that brings you joy that is separate from the creative process, so that because a lot of what comes along with being an artist is, suffering, possibly a feeling of a lack of success from not achieving your goals, because society really isn't set up to support us as creative people. It's a different story if you're in the sports or that sort of thing. Bandit! Oi! Sorry, my dog is running down the road. You can probably see him. Yeah, I can see him. Just a bit worried. Come across. Oh, come on, boy! Over the road. Sorry about that. Come here. Good boy. Off the road. Good boy. There's a car coming. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so what I was saying basically is that you've got to find other outlets, and walking the dogs is an outlet for me. Just wait for this car to pass. But for you it might be spending time with friends or spending time with family. Stay. Just remember there is something else aside from creativity that you can find to deal with your depression, and there's always another outlet. Okay, I just had to grab my dogs. They saw another dog and then it's just chaos, But going back to what I was saying, just try and find simple ways that aren't related to your creativity to express yourself and to try and communicate with other people. Don't rely on social media. When you're down and depressed, social media can actually be a trap in itself. You get so paranoid that it doesn't matter what people say on there, you think it's negative. It doesn't matter why people might take you off their friends list. The cull kind of hurts. It doesn't matter that people may not have seen your post where you've talked about your depression or where you've expressed yourself artistically. People are busy. Maybe they like it and they just don't want to push like, but they've watched it. I mean, I had that recently. It doesn't mean anything, because what really is important is how you feel about yourself, rather than what your Facebook media friends might think or what society might think of you. There's always going to be conflicts there with the society's attitude towards creative people and artists, and I mean, it's a horrible thing, but you kind of got to accept that. And we've got into this because it's our only path where we feel like we're comfortable to do what we want to be able to do and talk about the things that we want to talk about. But that doesn't mean there aren't other paths. It's just the one that we've found that's the easiest. And in the long run, it isn't the easiest, because, like I say, it can become a prison of creativity. It can become a curse, and the only joy that you might get is from people complimenting you on your creative side of things, which isn't always helpful. Sometimes you want people to actually care about you and not your painting, drawing, song, film, whatever way in which you're trying to express to the world how you are, or who you are, or how you feel. So hold on. I don't think it gets any easier. People are saying it's going to get easier. I don't think it gets any lighter, honestly. And once you start addressing things, you may find that things actually get, emotionally at least, a lot worse. But just try and find some pleasure from the little things. I get it from my dogs and the dog walks, not so much when they're running after other dogs over the road. That's really the only way I can find it at the moment, but I mean, it's something. Dogs are really good because you can see things from their perspective, and they've got a different way of seeing things than you do. A simple walk is like going to Disneyland for them. So there's always excitement. Even every day, the dogs are excited and energized, and I can kind of tap into that energy myself as well. And for half an hour to 45 minutes, I feel like a normal human being. But I mean, consequently, I still go back to feeling the way that I really feel when I get home, when I'm alone, even though I'm not really alone because I've got the dogs with me all the time. But sort of detached from humanity. And I think I'm just going to leave it for that. And hopefully my blog hasn't been ruined by the dog's little adventure. Yeah, thanks for listening. Subscribe to my channel. Give me some support. If you don't, I'm not going to take offence because I've learnt my lesson. But hopefully there's a person out there that may have found some value in what I'm saying today. Okay, I've got to take these dogs home now.